There's some massive changes coming to the console version of Rust. These changes are going to affect everything from adding in new monuments to the game to nerfing things like turrets. These changes are going to change the way you play the game, and that is why we need to talk about them. Now, a lot of these changes were alluded to in the dev blog, but I managed to get further information on these changes, so I want to go over it. Normally, I go over dev blogs by reading through them and doing everything like that, but there were a few things that I disagreed with in this dev blog, so I didn't really want to cover it. The main thing that I disliked was the fact that they didn't really mention anything about community servers. The dev blog, they said that they didn't want to cover the community servers because a different team was working on them, but the fact of the matter is the Rust team isn't that large. They probably all work in the same office, and they probably all jack off in the same bathroom during lunch break. Not at the same time, though, because that would be weird. And then people wonder why I don't do a face reveal. Anyways, I didn't think it was worth covering this until I could get some more information, and now I have that, so I figure it's time to cover this dev blog. Plus, I ran out of content, let's be honest. Anyways, here's what we've got in the dev blog. First off, they go over the fishing village and the fact that they're working on it, and we all sort of know that. The fishing village is coming. You're going to get kayaks. You're going to be able to fish. Nobody really wants it that badly, but it's coming anyway, just like you. Next up, we have two big announcements that were made. They said they're going to be releasing an Oceanbound update and a Power Surge update. So the Power Surge update, we all do know about. That basically adds electricity into the game, which is going to nerf a lot of things like auto turrets. One of the common problems you run into in the game nowadays is someone just spams a bunch of turrets outside their base. You can't run anywhere near there. You get shot down easily, and it just sort of sucks. In addition to that, sometimes people literally just place a turret right outside your front door, and you get blown away the second you open that door. It isn't really fair. Electricity is going to change that. They're going to add a sort of way that you can take these turrets out rather than just shooting them. You can shoot the source of the electricity. Also, there have to be wiring and all sorts of stuff set up to make the turrets go. So what that means is if someone wants to just place a turret outside their door, or your door, now they've got to wire that whole thing up. That takes some time. You have a little bit more time to defend it, and you can always come around and try and take out the power source rather than the turret. It adds a whole nother component to the game. In addition to that, trap bases and a lot of really cool stuff can be done with electricity, so that's an extremely exciting update. Unfortunately for last gen, I think this might be it for you guys, because that is going to be a very hard update to release for last generation. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it or not, but it's going to be interesting. And the fact that they did promise it when they first launched the game and they're still promising it now makes me think they've got high hopes for Power Surge, and it actually will be coming. Maybe not within a year of release, but it seems like it is on the backlog and making its way to us. Next up, we've got the Oceanbound update, and this is the update I saved for last because I'm most excited about this. The Oceanbound update, at first, a lot of people thought it was going to be fishing villages, but I've confirmed fishing villages is something that's going to be coming out separate from the Oceanbound update, which means Oceanbound is something else entirely. It could be a few different things, but obviously it is something to do with the ocean. Go figure. Now, it could be a bunch of island maps that you got to travel between and play pirate, but I don't think that's it. What it actually is probably going to be is cargo ship. A few other options besides cargo ship, but it is likely going to be cargo ship because all the other options just don't make sense for the version of Rust that we have on console. So first off, people said it could be submarines. The problem with submarines is that D11 has already said that minicopters present a problem as far as lag goes just because of how they work. Submarines are likely going to be the same, and in addition to that, why would they release submarines before horses? It just doesn't make sense, so I don't think it's going to be submarines. It could be underwater labs, but again, underwater labs, submarines, that sort of makes sense. If you release underwater labs, you don't have submarines, or you release underwater labs and you just don't have everything else set up. That leaves us with one other option, and that is cargo ship. And that's why I think cargo ship is actually in the pipeline. I think it's going to be coming over the next couple months to maybe over the next year. And I think that's the main point of the Oceanbound update. We might be getting some other stuff like new guns and things like that, but I think the cargo ship is going to be paramount to that update. And I think, again, it's going to be a while before we see cargo ship in game. Hopefully I'm wrong, but remember, for Power Surge, they originally promised that 1 month after release or a couple months after release. It's been over a year now. So if they're now talking about Oceanbound, which we think is cargo ship, it's probably going to be maybe another year before we actually see it in the main branch of Rust. Staging's hopefully going to be seeing it sooner, but remember, cargo ship is one of those monuments that's actually on the move. It's going to be the first time that D11 tries anything like that. So I'd be very surprised if there weren't a few surprises or bugs along the way that they need to fix before they get it out to all of us playing on the main branch. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. That's everything I've got. I'm not going to stretch this video out for 8 minutes, but if you hit subscribe, that helps the channel. Until next time, peace.